Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to American Focus News. And my name is Robin Roberts, and today we will be covering the aspects on Pearl Harbor. So let's get started. So the first thing, American fired the first shot before Pearl Harbor happened. They fired it on a Japanese submarine that was near Pearl Harbor, and they destroyed it. And Japanese deployment, Washington, D.C. has not yet broken off diplomacy relations with the United States. And then when the first wave of the Japanese attack fell on Pearl Harbor on the morning of December 7th, 1941, believed that United States was intimidated to their empire-building plans. Japanese militaries planned an attack after the United States had placed an embargo on the sale of oil and scrap metal to Japan. At 7:55 a.m. in Hawaii, Japanese torpedoed bombers and fighters descended on the U.S. Pacific Fleet. What had started as a sleepy Sunday morning. Although the whole entire Pacific Fleet was not destroyed, thankfully, expecting the attack on the Philippines and British Malay, the U.S. Navy had withdrawn most of the Pacific Fleet to Hawaii. With the Japanese aircraft struck, the American battleships were lined up in a row in Pearl Harbor, which made it easier for the Japanese torpedoes to bomb them, because they did not have torpedo nets, so they all got destroyed. So torpedoes from the first wave of the Japanese attack struck and sank the U.S. battleship Arizona. The U.S. battleship Arizona, half of the dead, half the people of Pearl Harbor were on the battleship Arizona, which is really sad. Half of the Oklahoma, West Virginia, California, and the U.S. Nevada tried to make a run for it, but they got destroyed by Japanese bombers. The Japanese bombers also attacked 5 U.S. aircrafts. The American planes lined up wing to wing to protect against saboteurs, made easy targets for Japanese bombers. The second wave of Japanese attack came an hour later. By the time the attack was over, more than 2,400 American soldiers and sailors lost their lives. We remember that day. And more than 1,000 were injured. What a very sad day. A total of 8 battleships, 3 cruisers, and 4 other ships were lost. And 188 airplanes had been destroyed. Ships that hadn't been sunk were damaged. The American Pacific Fleet was all but destroyed, but some of them still made it out alive. Through a stroke of luck, 2 American aircraft carriers were at sea when the attack took place. Japanese losses were light, and they had come very close to achieving their goal of completely destroying the U.S. Pacific Fleet, but luckily it did not happen because we're here. On December 8th, 1941, President Roosevelt went before Congress to ask for a declaration of war against Japan. And here is a quote from Franklin Roosevelt himself. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which shall live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberated attacked by the naval and air force of Japan. No matter how long it may take us, the American people, in their righteous righteous might will win through an absolute victory. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The sentence, the Senate and the House voted, and they won, and we declared war on Japan on December 11th. Japanese allies, Germany, Italy, they declared war on the United States, and Congress replicated. Shortly after their attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese bombed American base in Wake Island, Guam, and the Philippines, and attacked British and Dutch outposts as well. For almost a year after the attack, the Japanese controlled the Pacific, and the Americans were ill prepared to respond. And here are some fun facts about Pearl Harbor. A surprise attack did not destroy the entire Pacific Fleet. While Maui is the original name of Pearl Harbor, the attack lasted 110 minutes from 7:55 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. That's a long time. The Japanese traveled 3,400 miles across the Pacific just to attack Pearl Harbor. Wow. The attack on Pearl Harbor had been planned for months. 2,403 U.S. personnel died. 1,178 U.S. members were injured. And then, get this, 129 Japanese soldiers were killed. Wow. On December 6th, 1941, the U.S. interpreted a Japanese message that inquired about ship movements and berthing positions at Pearl Harbor. Wow. Japanese invaded the Philippines, and then we got mad, and then FDR freezes all Japanese investments in the U.S. and stops all trade of rubber and oil with Japan. Then Pearl Harbor happens. We were attacked with 353 planes from 6 aircraft carriers. And then 23 sets of brothers perished on the U.S. Arizona. What a very sad day indeed. Thank you everyone for joining me on this topic. This is Robin Roberts signing out from American Forces News. Have a good afternoon, everyone.